Hey, what's up guys? Coach Myers here with another edition of Max Effort Muscle Meals. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm always cooking up something good for you. And now if you remember in the last episode, we made the ultimate grilled chicken. Now if you're like me, I don't want to just make one package of grilled chicken. This chicken's so good, I usually make 2 or 3 packages of it at a time, so then I have lots of leftover chicken. Now, obviously you eat a bunch of it right off the grill that night, you got your leftover ultimate grilled chicken, what are you gonna do with it the next day? You might chop it up and put it in a salad. You know, maybe for dinner you'll just heat it up with some green beans or something, microwave it. But what if you want to have it for breakfast early in the day? That's where I come in. I got a good idea for you. We're gonna make the ultimate grilled chicken and portobello mushroom frittata. Real simple. All you need is some eggs. We're gonna top it with some goat cheese. We're gonna slice up some portobellos, use some of that leftover grilled chicken, and of course, top it off with the world's best sriracha, the Ninja Squirrel. Let's get to it. As always, anytime I'm making eggs, I got that iron skillet. I'm gonna grease it up with some olive oil, heat it up medium-low. And for one skillet, you're gonna wanna use probably 2 pieces of chicken. Now, you don't have to use a cleaver to cut it up, but man, it just feels good too. We got our 2 boneless and chicken thighs from our ultimate grilled chicken. Now we got our portobellos we're gonna cut up. Now you always wanna make sure you wash any produce, but especially mushrooms, and here's why. I don't know if you ever noticed, you take the mushrooms out of the pack and there's you can see little chunks of dirt on them. That's the dirt they grow it in, but that is actually composted manure. I don't know if you ever heard of mushroom manure, but it's basically horse manure or cow manure that has been composted down basically to dirt, but it still comes from manure. That's what they grow mushrooms in, so you really wanna make sure you wash them good. That's why I'm not a big fan of using, you know, raw mushrooms in a salad or anything like that. Dang, look at that expertise on the chopping. Now once your oil is getting hot, it'll really move around the pan pretty easily. And you don't want it smoking hot for this. You know, like I said, just medium-low. Spread those out a little bit so they're all kind of touching the surface. We're gonna cover. Mushrooms will cook down pretty quick. Now while the mushrooms are cooking down, crack our eggs. We're gonna make this a 4-egg frittata. The great thing about frittatas though, you can do as many eggs as you want. You can make this a 2-egg frittata or a 12-egg frittata or anything in between. I think, you know, for something about this size, especially if you're gonna be splitting it with someone, I think 4 eggs is good. You got the 2 pieces of chicken in there, plus the mushroom, so it's gonna be a good bit of food. Add a little bit of garlic salt, crack a little pepper in there. All right, so once you see the mushrooms have started to shrink a little bit, you don't need them completely cooked. It's gonna be cooked down a little. That's when we're gonna add our chicken. Now remember, the chicken's already cooked, so we don't really need to cook it in there long before we add the egg. We're just gonna put it in, stir it around a little bit, kind of even everything out, maybe add a little extra oil. And then once we have this stuff kind of mixed together pretty evenly, that's when we'll add our egg. So before I pour the egg in there, something that's really important is that I gotta make sure that the mushrooms and chicken are kind of evenly mixed. Basically meaning you don't want just a big pile of mushrooms on this side and a big pile of chicken on that side. You wanna make sure it's kind of random, the mix around there. Now I'm gonna take my eggs, pour it nice and evenly. Then we're gonna turn it down to low and we're gonna cover it. You can either keep it on the burner and cover it, or you can put it in the oven, you know, like on 350 or 325. If you're not making a super thick one, like if I'm going with 6 or 8 eggs, like if I have a lot of company over and I want to make a big frittata, then generally I'll put it in the oven because that'll help it cook through a little bit faster. But with just 4 eggs in there, it's just as easy, you know, if you're making it for yourself, just to kind of cover it. And you know, like I said, turn it on low because you don't want that bottom to burn. And you know, it's going to need to cook another 5 to 10 minutes, so it'll cook all the way through. You can tell it's starting to solidify up on top. And kind of take your spatula along the edges right there, and then we need to kind of unstick it from the bottom. This is the tricky part, because this is where a nice looking frittata can easily turn into scrambled mess if you're not careful with it. All right, here we go. The leap of faith. 1, 2, 3. Boom. That was a pro move right there. Now, since it's basically cooked through, you don't really gotta let it cook long on that side. You're just kind of doing that to make sure it cooks, you know, kind of crisp that top part off, and then it's good. Okay, we finished up the frittata. Now this is so good, it's gonna feel like Christmas time. Or maybe just, I need to do the dishes, and that's why we're using the Christmas plate, but never mind that. We got the frittata with the goat cheese. We made the famous M for Max Effort, or for Coach Myers. Boom. This is a great way to use some of that ultimate grilled chicken that you got left over. Eat up, it's good.